Life. I hope that you're having a great day. Today is Frugal Friday, and one of the things that I'm going to share with you, and probably many of you already do this, I'm not sure. My husband has bought iced coffee from time to time. He started buying that this past year, more so when we were working on the estate because it was a quick pick. He could pick it up and bring it with us. And I was just kind of like, we should be able to do that. But all we had for coffee making was the Keurig. And so we still have it. We keep it clean. We use it for a 1-cup thing. So I told him, I said, we probably should try to think about making a big pot of coffee, but we didn't have a coffee maker. So while we were over at the estate, my daughter had some in the refrigerator that what she does is she has a coffee maker and she just puts the extra into the container. And then when she wants it, she puts her own creamer in. I'm like, I tried hers and I'm like, this is pretty good. So, and I apologize for the glare. I think I'm getting some glare on my glasses. My apologies. So, the other day I had to go to Walmart because that's where my phone card is, and I just walked through their coffee making area and I found one. I found a Mr. Coffee that was on sale. I'm like, cool. And so I told David, I said, I want to get this for you because you drink so much coffee and I would like to have it so you can have the iced coffee versus always buying it, and that would save us money because the coffee grounds are cheaper and then you're running it through once. You get your own pot and stuff like that. So what I do now, and we just started it this week, is I make a big pot. I already made it. It's been cooling. It's been cooling for maybe about 3 hours. And that's all you do for what I've learned, and you can share your tips below because I'm new to this. But so far, we like it. We had to adjust as to how much coffee we put into the filter. And so we got that to where the flavor isn't so bitter. And now we just add in whatever creamer we prefer. And I'm using like a dried coconut milk and cocoa nibs, and I mix that up, and that's what I have for my creamer. And he uses his regular. I'm trying to transition him out of buying the creamer that he buys. So it's a process. So we have now started it. And so what I did was, I have an old kombucha bottle. I like putting things in bottles, and the reason is I just like them. And I know bottles can break, but the more you use your plastic over and over again, it breaks down. So I don't like to use it. We do use plastic bottles from time to time, but this one's empty, and I'm going to use it for that. So now that it's still warm, but I feel like it can go into the refrigerator fine now. Let's see if I can get that in there without spilling it. So all I'm doing tonight is I'm taking this, and it is a full pot because I had made one of these yesterday. So he took to work with him, he filled his coffee drinkers up. Hold on a minute. Now, this was a full 12-cup coffee maker thing. And so all I did was, it fills this up full with a little bit left. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. I've done this, I did this yesterday. The day before we kind of toyed around with it and we made some. So this is really nice for him. I'm not a cold coffee drinker other than my first cup of coffee. If I don't finish it, I will drink it cold. It's not a big deal to me. But he drinks it at work and he likes his coffee hot. But right now, if he's going to buy those pre-made coffee drinks, this is far cheaper for me to make this. So it was a $35 investment in a coffee maker. We really didn't have the counter space, but you know what? I made the space so that we could do this. I'm curious though, do you make your own coffee for cold coffee? Those of you who enjoy iced coffee, because it's a new thing. It's out in the grocery stores, and they have quite a bit out there for options. And the one time that I tried it, my daughter had her coffee, and I don't usually like what she drinks. And so I just had some. I put some, I think all she had was almond milk. And I generally drink soy milk, or I'll drink like coconut milk. And so I used what she had. I wasn't going to be fussy because I was kind of like wanting to keep going. So that's what I did. And I'm like, wow, this is really tasty. So I asked my husband, I said, would you please try this? I asked him to try my daughter's coffee and put some of the creamer, because he uses the same creamer she uses, or no, he has his own. And I think he had some on him. So we did, and he goes, yeah, this is pretty good. So now that's what we're doing. We have some coffee that we've been going through. I also got some coffee that I'm grinding up as well. And that's tedious because I got manual grinders. But I'm trying different things to make us stretch the dollar. So if I can take coffee beans, not grind them until I need them, that's going to keep the coffee fresher longer. So we're kind of like in this transition with coffee consumption. I'm trying to reduce mine. I was up to about 2 cups, and I decided that I want to bring it back to the 1 cup in the morning and let that be my cup for the day. So that's what I'm doing. But he drinks, I think David drinks about 2, maybe 3 cups a day, inclusive of the cold iced coffee. So I think this is going to work. So all I did was I made a 12-cup measure. There's still a little bit left. It fills one of those kombucha bottles, and I don't have the label on here, so I can't tell you how full that is. And that's what I poured it into. And yes, I've made my own kombucha, but right now this was one that I had left over. The bottle was left over, so it's like I said, I don't throw my bottles away if it's a good, solid bottle that can be used. So I saved the cover in this, and it works perfect because it fits right in the refrigerator behind his milk, and he has something to grab in the morning when he's getting ready for work. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, but also comment, do you make your own iced coffee? And if you do, how do you make it? Do you make it with a coffee pot that makes 12 cups? Do you use your Keurig and just keep putting it in, or just the Keurig and make 1 iced coffee? What kind of creamers do you use, and what brand of coffee? What kind of coffee do you use? Do you grind your own coffee grains or your coffee beans, or do you have them already mixed? Now, I still have regular coffee that's already been ground that we purchase, and I just started buying the beans, and I'll be showing those in another video, but I kind of like them, and I don't mind grinding them. And we haven't decided if we're going to just use that in the Keurig or if we're going to make a big large pot, because you have to really grind it. I do have an electric coffee grinder, but I use that for my herbs, so I have to decide, do I want to get another one, or do I just want to manually do it? And you want to know something? Manually grinding your beans is actually very therapeutic. I know it might be kind of odd for some who are in a hurry, but sometimes just sitting there working it is good, and you can change your arm, so you're getting some arm motion in there as well. So I am curious, do I think this is worth it? I do, because my husband likes iced coffee. For me, it's not going to work because I don't drink as much coffee as he does. But for me, in terms of trying to cut back on our budget in terms of the grocery store, I'm trying to find ways that will help us. And this is something new I've not done before, and I think it's very advantageous for us to do this. So I hope that this might inspire others. It tastes just like regular coffee. All you have to do is put your choice of creamer when you go to drink it. I don't recommend putting it in ahead of time, but everybody's different. And I'm curious, do you put yours in? How do you do your iced coffee? Do you make it? Do you go to the store? What is your method? Folks, I hope you're having a great day, and may God bless you.